advantage, take these free prize cards that are starting to accumulate on the other side. Things can go so well, but Yoshi knows that's coming, so he avoids it at every passing chance, taking away all the Monkey Dory here. It's up to Wad to just put pressure on, attack through wherever the energies are.
Keep going.
Maybe things will slow down.
Remove the threat as much as possible.
Prepare your
doing just
anus.
that here as we see the swing of the shadow bullets come down off of this Marnie's Grimstall into the Dragapult EX. First damage down on these giant titans of Pokemon. Of course, the 30 damage will be placed onto the bench on Yoshi's side. So we're seeing these damage counters stack up here on all of the Dragapult clan here from Yoshi. And yeah, we're going to start going into this deck once again. We've already seen one Recon Directive, and then the Upward is back at it into the hand. We've seen it flying around the deck, and the Yoshi has got that back.
That's just an extra security blanket at this point. You've already used a few of your energy cards. You have 2 committed to the active Pokemon. You have 1 more attacker to work with. Guaranteed to work through this active Marnie's Grimstall. You don't have the resources to target the bench again.
Break glass.
This one also can break glass. He was thinking about going for the Dusk Lord here. A little safer to go with the other Dragapult, have that established with the Neo. I like crazy.
De la cara,
We like to see that on stream. The thrill here from our players. Yoshi giving us a good show here. Dragapult EX coming out of the deck thanks to that Ultra Ball. We're discarding of some supporters as well. So now we see
Yo juego mejor mientras menos juego.
same thing here that you were talking about the Marnie's Grimstall, you know? You kind of absorb the hit, trade into the other one, and outlast your opponent. Yoshi's able to do that same thing with these giant Pokemon that we see. And he's got the damage on his side as well with these Dusclops, the potential Dusknoir, the Monkey potential as well. So we're seeing. What do you think about that? Boss's orders for the monkey gonna be wiped off the field once again. These Monkey Dory cannot stick around for
This is interesting to watch because I love taking out the Monkey Dory, but then you could either lock in on the prize cards here, use one of your Dusclops, take that prize card away, take away one of the program, likely to want the air balloon. But then you're in a situation where you're susceptible to Iona, you're susceptible to that knockout.
Pokémon contra Pokémon, pues. Métete con alguien de tu especie.
To come back at that point, so once he gives up a few more answers, this leaves you with a situation where you could incorporate a Monkey Dory into the mix to find the final resources if perhaps one of these Dusclops is knocked out. But he has the answers here already. Gets to keep this hand. Likely we would see Dusclops pop, Dusknoir, and a Dragapult knockout for the final 3 prize cards.
We're gonna have to see. I mean, Wad's been building up quite the hands on this side as well over here. We're gonna see the Super Rod to recycle some of these resources back in.
Oh no. Bueno, en esta vida, un golpe y te vas, maldito.
Sí, vos literal.
Accelerating that one singular energy. There is some damage on the board to move around, but it's not enough as you're playing right into a couple of odd situations.
¡No! Creí que tenía
¡Lo tenías ahí, huevón! ¡Lo tenías ahí, huevón!
Muy confiado. Pequeño tú mató a mis 3.
No, el mío se mató 2, huevón. El otro no se puede hacer responsable. Elige. Ay, qué buena mierda, weón. No puedo creerlo. Estoy en shock. Pensé que había perdido. Ya había perdido. Pucha, no puede ser Dark Sambo.
Uy, Luis ya está en camino.
¿Qué pasa?
Ya está en camino a pedir. Que Gucci.
Issue there is you have a supporter already in hand, but you don't have all the resources that you want just yet. Now this is probably just for a look with the Artisan. I don't want to bet
Ahorita estamos en checkpoint.
space can be
O en
pretty
duela.
interesting.
Igual en Twitter.
How you're going to incorporate that? You know, you do still have Dusclops to open up spaces whenever. A lot to think about here, but I think research is going to see a lot of great cards.
Yeah, well, we're seeing the Recon First, we had the 2 cards. It was the Luminous Energy and a counter capture. The Luminous gonna go into the hands. That's the energy that we've been seeing applied to the Monkey Dory to serve as that dark energy needed for the Regenerate. The Night Stripper is coming out here. Dragon Pole EX. There's the Luminous attached as well for the attack for that Dragon Pole EX to be charged up.
Alright, a Dusk Nor and a Halucha would get there.
No, que hice, muere.
Just a little bit short there. Nest Ball, energy's already attached. Monkey Dory was the plan. You're missing out in that regard. As an Infinity could draw a little bit more, but you have that bench space situation. It's fine with the Dust Flops, however, you just might have to use it earlier than you wanted.
Yeah.
But who cares?
I mean, I like drawing cards, so yeah, Pheasant's Infinity is coming out here. The beautiful artwork there. We're flipping the script. That's going to be a draw 3 here for Yoshi.
Was it Ultra Ball?
It was Ultra Ball there.
Yeah.
Plataformas, mano, no se
I
puede
think
con
that
esto.
should just about do it here. You find the Halucha, you have the Dust Nor to go along with this. You can put the damage on the active Pokemon, open up the bench space, use the Halucha, and take your 3 prize cards.
Ooh.
Wow, look at this play out here. The Dust Nor there. First blast into Oblivion. All this damage flying out. This Dragon Pole EX fully charged up here. And
No.
Yoshi
No.
take this game 3 prize cards down. And that is a win for Yoshiyuki Yamaguchi here in Anaheim for our 2025 World Championship. Swiss round 3 winner here that you're looking at. Piloted perfectly, playing against a deck he's familiar with, that he enjoyed playing not too long ago at NAIC as well, or around the tables at NAIC. And now, back again, playing against it and taking it down with Dragon Ball EX.
He was absolutely
No.
cooking. And you give
Easy.
opportunities to find ways to win. They will do just that. So many different ways to come back in that match, find those final prize cards, set up a perfect situation. Love to get to the replay here and see just how he did that. Masterful play here with the Dragon Ball deck.
Masterful indeed. We saw the monkeys were just flying. I mean, that was a strategy both games there for Yoshi, and we saw the continuation of that. Of course, this is our game 1.
Yeah.
As you see, these Pokemon just
Where
being
he-
wiped out here. Some damage being thrown
Ay.
around. Qual was trying to just reestablish
Su
there
madre.
and throw some things back, but deciding not to choose, or
Qué bonito.
deciding to not knock out that Dragon Ball EX
No,
in
ese
that one
tuvo
turn,
que
and then
estuvo
just was
quedando.
never able to establish anything
Adiós.
else after that. So
Lo
Yoshi
mejor me
was
fue en
able
esta
to take
cita.
that
Te
game.
fue decir mejor sin nada
The
por
wall was
decir como
almost there.
mierda.
One prize card left to take into our
One
game
strike.
between these players.
Ahora sí,
What
strike?
left and right. This
Ahora sí va a
setup
tener
is
que
so
jugar en serio.
nasty. You remove a double Monkey Dory from play. A really
Beautiful.
important situation you need to
Oh, no.
avoid is if you have double Adrenaline with the additional damage built up on your side, it can just start to take away some of those resources. Instead, 180 and 30 versus 260.
Te lo vuelvo
What do
a-
you think's
No
gonna
convertiste
happen?
en Smash
Of course,
Smash.
Dragon Ball
Claro.
can find all the answers.
Es el mismo link.
Sensitivity of all cards draws into the perfect resources there. It takes a huge final 3 prize cards to close this thing out.
I know, gorgeous. Both of these players working with their own damage counters, flying around there, and
En Twitch es el
usually
mismo
Marcus
link, pero en
Grimstone,
YouTube no.
I mean, it sometimes has
What?
speed on
En
its
Twitch es
side,
el mismo
you know,
link, pero en
it
YouTube
gets
no.
that
Ah, sí.
crazy board
Ah, creo que en
state
YouTube no.
with, you know,
Yeah, Twitch
triple, quadruple monkeys down, or
oye,
the
vale,
cross
loco.
slash strategy as well, stack up those damage counters,
Yep.
manipulate
A
your
ver, a
opponent's
ver.
board, but as you can see, it just didn't pan out there against Dragon Ball
Igual
EX,
siempre lo mejor
even
para el
just the
final.
Badoo, those pivotal turns at the beginning, not able to allow Hua to just kind
Vamos
of
a
carry
cambiar un
out
poco
any
el
sort
orden,
of stable plan
ver,
there
pues.
with Dragon Ball EX. I mean, it has so many answers, and I swear it just gets better in the
Madre,
late
Lucas
game.
es shit.
Te confiabas que yo iba a cambiar el orden también.
I question if it's the right play to avoid Frost last for the entirety of the match. There were situations where just a little bit of damage would have accelerated the clock. If you build up the damage on your side of the board, or you knock out the Badoo early on. You're not wasting that heavy damage from the Shadow Bullet. Put that onto the gift review.
Puedo acercar
Set
el
up a
chico.
knockout in that regard. Maybe you set up a 2-hit knockout later on that can swing the game to find those prize cards. I almost wish the Iono wasn't found in game number 2.
Yeah.
Top deck set, just to see what a TM evolution in that situation
I
looks.
know.
Just just see what Frostlass could do for you, even though it doesn't seem optimal, and sometimes you just run into that blow.
Qué mierda, weón.
It's awkward. Force your opponent to have the energies to attack with the Dragapult, but also the energy for the Monkey Dory. Use your computer set it up. All your energies work from Dory. They only have Luminous.
Right, exactly. That's very, very true. Luminous indeed to power that up, but then when they have it, they have it, you know? And
No.
then those pivotal moments, there's tech cards there. I mean, you have the ability for Dory to help to the jump in at the last moment. We saw the Bezdibney come in there at the end for that extra draw support that Yoshi needed there. So, I mean, there's just all the outs. That's how it really feels. Like, I love Harness Scrimshaw. It is so fun to play, but it does always kind of feel like you're playing defensively. You know, you're trying to throw as many barricades as possible, and then you're facing off against, especially one of the
Es que
best
puta,
decks
Ganondorf
in
tiene
that format.
un recovery demasiado regalón, boludo.
Sí, no, era puta, ya había regalado la partida casi lo mismo.
Speed, but then they just target down your Monkey Dory, and then what do you do, you know? So it is tough. It was definitely heavily debated, I think, amongst many players, because it has that inherent power, but you have to you know, so it was a debated deck in this World Championships, and where did you see where it fell in the meta breakdown for day one?
Well, I don't know if it was very well represented.
Certainly
Certainly not in the. I don't believe it was
I
in
guess
the
they-
top three,
Clásico.
but yeah, it's
They answered their own question, man.
yes, it's a
Lo que
glass
puede ver
cannon.
jugar a Barry, ya.
He's up
como
against a
que-
real one on the other side.
For
Yoshi
sure.
was
Hizo sentir mal lo que
absolutely
yo, creo.
doing work, pulverizing that side of the board. I
Claro,
can't
muy
wait
bueno
to
su
hear
video.
from
Sí,
him.
no, está puta,
What he
comea
thought of
súper
that
bien.
match. Chip, take it away.
Thanks so much.
Pero es que no hay lag para esta guada, ¿ves tú? Como que carga puta.
Yoshiyuki Yamaguchi, let's hear it, folks.
Sí, bueno. O sea, antes cuando hacías el cambio de personaje, cuando entre stock y stock, pues, ¿no? Cuando cada, te murió un personaje,
Talk to us about why
sí demoraba un
you
toque
chose
en
this deck.
cargar la huevada.
いやー4そうですね、まあ、今回は結構難しかったんですけど、選ぶのが、もともとリザードンとピジョットとかいろいろ触ってて、最終的に、まあ、ちょっとパワフルでいいデッキやったんで、ドラゴンと使うことにしました。でもめちゃくちゃ選ぶの大変でした。I had a tough time selecting which deck I wanted to use. I, started around like Charizard EX, which others in it, but ultimately I went with Power with Dragon Ball.
Seems like a good choice. It paid off for you well thus far, 3-0. Your opponent was using a deck
Sí,
you
eso lo controlo yo.
recently used at the Japan Championships. Do you feel that that gave you an advantage in this game?
まあ自分もたくさん使った時は、やられたらやることが、結構考えながら、
Calculado.
プレイしましたね。はい。今日も2回目なんですけど、勝ってよかったです。I've used that deck before many times, so I know the ins and outs and what I don't like about it. So, I worked around that, and I played that deck twice today. So.
And it's obvious that you know it very well how to play that matchup.
Yeah.
You're 3-0. What are your hopes
Oh, yeah.
of this tournament?
World
His shot.
Oh, yes,
Congratulations,
attack.
Yoshi on the start. We're going to throw it to a quick break.
Ahorita
And
que
we'll
pavo,
be back with more World Championship action very soon.
Ahora que solo juego con Lucas por el pique y pique.
Welcome to Pokemon Championships this series where we take a look at some of the most memorable exciting matches in the past of the Pokemon Championships.
Y se acomoda y remata.
And today I'll be talking about the 2017 Packers Regional Championship Finals, where we had a clash of two of the best players that PCB passed off, Zul Garcia Griego and Michael Crank. Hello, I am Michael Pawar. My name is Azul Garcia Griego. Even back in 2017, both of these players were no strangers to the final stage, with Azul having 4 regional wins to Michael's 6 for most of the time. Biggest rival? That's a tough one. Probably Michael Pawar. Alright, yeah. My biggest rival would be Azul Garcia Griego. We always have good games when we play. We play each other a lot in local events and in the top 8s, top 4s, and major tournaments. Most recently, we were in the finals of Memphis Regionals. But at the end of the day, we have two familiar faces, Michael Pramawat and Azul Garcia Diego.
No.
These two players actually
that San Jose Regional Championship not that long ago.
Uy.
Mira.
Best of Pram.
No sé qué pasó la primera partida y
Perhaps a grudge match.
fue la
Azul
verdad.
was using a deck based around the powerful attacks of the Lifespot GX paired with the
Mario Kart dices.
Una más pues, ya, su Mario Kart. Igual le está ganando la comida.
Su Mario Kart.
Meanwhile, was using a deck centered around three
Usar los clásicos.
powerful abilities. Zorak GX with its trade,
Antes de jugar con Link,
A ver, cambiaré algo con la fórmula.
a mí me gusta. Puta, le he cogido cariño a Toon Link, weón.
start with the one attack to search for a Bridget to get a bench setup. Azul is able to play down a Gargoyle to start locking down abilities, but Michael has a
Ooh la
good
la.
field blower to start applying pressure early. Rising 2 to Lifespot GX means Azul was focused on protecting the one he had, thanks to the card Acerola, who is doing just that.
Acerola picking up that Glycopod GX and all the damage with it.
Garbotoxin in combination with N
Wow.
forces the game to slow down, and Azul jumps ahead on prizes once more.
Puta, ¿qué hice?
Azul responds with a puzzle of
Mala
time,
decisión.
a unique item card that allows you to recover any resources if you have
Vamos,
two
Quique.
to bring back Fuel Blower and enable his abilities yet again. And disrupts Azul's hand once more, turns last.
What Azul draws off of these two could determine the outcome of this game.
And out of 3 cards Azul has set up for the win attack on the next turn.
And the Floatstone.
Michael top-ups the last Fuel Blower in his deck, which gives him access to trade once more. The first trade finds another 2 copies of Puzzle of Time. This enables Pram to get a KO on the heavily damaged Glycopod GX with Kuzma. And with no cards in hand, it is looking like the scale has shifted in Michael's favor, as he has the strong energy needed for the last KO and takes game 1.
Everything went Michael's way after a few turns in the middle that kind of looked iffy, and he's one game up in the finals now.
Game 2 starts off much better for Azul, having an attack for Glycopod GX and Garbutter with Floatstone to go along with it in the fall.
¿Qué hice?
Benoit finds himself with not much going on and struggles to get much of a bench going until a late Bridget finally gives Michael a full bench.
Typically, you want that Bridget on the first turn of the game, not the third, but he'll take it either way.
Michael draws N to keep his hope of a comeback alive. A Field Blower allows Zorak GX's trade to be used once again, but the draws don't find an energy for him to attack.
Ahí está, creo que llego.
Azul
¿Yo?
responds with another KO and sees himself
¿Aló?
one opportunity away from tying it up.
¿Aló?
Benoit is
Sí,
forced
ahí
to
bajo.
turn to an empty-handed
Ya ahí bajo.
Azul, who top decks a Kuzma to clean up game 2, and they're off to their final game of the set.
Your boy comes in the clutch and cleans up game number 2.
In game 3, we see Pramwat to be the one starting off strong with a Bridget, as Azul just passes with a couple of Wimpod in play. Azul finally draws a Kuzma and takes a KO with Glycopod GX, but he struggles to do much else. After managing a one-hit KO with Dangerous Rogue GX, Michael is able to set up a 2-hit KO with Field Blower, and is now in the lead 2 to 5 prizes. Azul finally plays the end that he has been holding on to and finds a tool for the Garbotoxin once more. Michael attacks back, forcing Azul to get the Glycopod GX out of the active spot with Crossing Cut GX. Crucially, Azul's last Guzma is in the prizes. Pramwat misses Guzma while Azul picks up the heavily damaged Glycopod GX and continues the pressure with First Impression. The last 2 puzzle of time allow Pramwat to switch up gears and go for 2 Guzma with the hopes of trapping the Garboter in the active spot and deck Azul out. Azul looks at his hand and concedes, knowing the last card in his deck is of no help. Michael Pramwat nabs his 7th regional championship win and cements himself as one of the best to ever do it. 6 years later, both of these players found themselves placing 3rd and 4th at the Yokohama World Championships, with plenty of energy left in the tank for that inevitable finals rematch. Thanks for watching, and make sure to let us know your favorite competitive Pokemon TCG moments using the hashtag #PlayPoke.
Sou Gabriel e eu nasci em São Paulo. Meu Pokémon inicial seria o Pikachu. É meu Pokémon, um dos Pokémons favoritos. Eu jogo bastante com meu irmão, ele sempre me ajuda nos treinos. Competitivo, os 2 primeiros anos ali foi mais na brincadeira, aí depois umas pessoas vieram falar com a gente dos torneios maiores e a gente foi acabando
aparece lá.
nesse lado competitivo.
Papá, para pouco.
Já fui em 3 campeonatos mundiais.
Cabecita.
Londres,
Puta, sacaste la mierda, hermano.